Hey everyone, it's Mariana, and let's talk about season 1 of Stranger Things. A lot of you have been commenting and tweeting me about the show, and I finally watched it. You guys were right, it's right up my alley, and I am just sad now because there were only 8 episodes and they did not last me very long. So Stranger Things is a Netflix original series. It just got released about 2 weeks ago. It is set in 1980s in a small town in Indiana where a boy mysteriously disappears. Shortly after this, his friends encounter this strange girl called Eleven who seems to have some interesting abilities, and she may actually be able to help them find their missing friend. This show is a mystery mixed with some sci-fi, mixed with some horror, mixed with a coming-of-age story. It's a lot of things and it is just great. Easily one of the best Netflix original series. Sadly, there are only 8 episodes, but I sincerely hope there's going to be a season 2 because there's definitely room for season 2 in the story, and I'm honestly going to be pretty surprised if they don't make it happen. One of the best parts about Stranger Things is how much of an homage it is to 80s films, particularly to 80s horror and sci-fi. It is heavily influenced by Steven Spielberg, John Carpenter, and Stephen King. There are so many Easter eggs and references within the series, but also in general just the atmosphere and the tone of it is very 80s. It is definitely the type of show that transports you to a different decade. The writing and the characters are really good. The story is engaging. I was immediately pulled in. It's definitely a very suspenseful show, and it has some genuinely creepy and unsettling moments that, along with the atmosphere and the music, give it a very classic horror vibe, which, as you can imagine, I was a big fan of. I have to talk about the acting for a minute though, because Stranger Things has some very strong performances. First of all, Winona Ryder as Joyce, the mother of the missing boy, has not been this good since Girl Interrupted. She is just excellent in this series. I loved her and I felt for her character probably the most out of all of the characters here. I thought she was really good. Millie Bobby Brown, the girl who played Eleven, was great as well. I loved how well she could go from strong to vulnerable, and her character is that interesting mix of tough yet fragile, and she pulls it off so well. I loved the dynamic between the 3 boys. Such a nice, genuine feeling friendship here, though I do have to say Dustin was my favorite. He had the best lines. He's so funny and I really liked his personality. Also, the older brother Jonathan was really good as well, kind of the introverted quiet type. Basically, the entire cast just brings it in this series. The only real issue I had with Stranger Things was that I thought they really could have gone deeper with some of the storylines. I was left with a few questions, particularly about the lab and about Eleven. I don't really want to go into spoilers, but I definitely think there were some things and some characters and some relationships that felt a bit underdeveloped. Now, they may be saving this for season 2, and if that's the case, great. They may work on that some more, but at this point, this is the nitpick that I have. The other nitpick that I have, which is very small, is that there were some parts of the series where I felt like the inspiration that they were drawing from other films was just borderline borrowing. For example, there's this whole thing going on that is visually very reminiscent of certain scenes from Under the Skin. Obviously, this is not an 80s movie, but it's still horror sci-fi. And if you've seen the movie and you've seen Stranger Things, you will know exactly what I mean. And with things like that, I would have really preferred for them to borrow a little less. Once again, this is a very small nitpick, but I do hope that if they end up making a season 2, they will stick to being inspired rather than just borrowing specific visuals. But overall, this is a very well-made, well-written, well-shot, well-acted series. It has some really nice classic themes of friendship and family and trust and working together. So it has that really strong personal human element as well as some cool sci-fi horror elements. And the balance between drama and sci-fi horror is done really well. So really, I think most people would enjoy this series and not just the sci-fi horror fans, so I would recommend it to pretty much anybody. This is also a great show to watch in mid to late autumn. I definitely feel like I'm going to be giving it a second viewing somewhere around Halloween because it just has those autumn vibes, and it is actually set in November, so it's perfect for that time of year. If I were to rate this season overall, I would give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It is close to perfect for me. It's one of the best shows out there right now, and if you haven't watched it yet, I think you should definitely give it a try. That's it for my review of season 1 of Stranger Things. Let me know what you guys think of this show if you have watched it already. Who is your favorite character? What was your favorite thing about it? All of that stuff in the comments below. Just please give people some spoiler warnings because I am sure that there are plenty of people who haven't seen it yet or are not done with the season yet, so just warn about spoilers before you just launch into them. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your friends. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!